Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
In the realms of science fiction, the words to boldly go where no man has gone before now have multiple meaning. And if you're within the sound of my voice, that must mean that you're in the seats with once more. As always, my name is Dave Voigt, and I'm the host of this podcast, where we sit down with a wide-ranging variety of entertainment industry professionals in an audio-only format to sort of maximize the relaxation of it, just sort of the genuineness of it. In a conversation with industry professionals, we pick their brain about current projects, state of the industry, and so very much more in that conversational style, audio only, that we so love so much. And if you like the sounds of that, and you're listening, so I'm assuming you do, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe, hit the old 5-star rating and like button, and subscribe on your podcast provider of choice. We're available pretty much everywhere. Places like Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Google, and plus we archive everything over at our In the Seats YouTube channel, so please give us a like and subscribe there as well. Also, check us out on social media. We're on the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok, pretty much everywhere. At In the Seats for all sorts of fun updates. And finally, and I do dare say, and most importantly, please come by and visit us over at In the Seats, intheseats.ca for all the latest and greatest in the world of film, television, basically the moving image at large, because guess what? If we love to watch it and write about it and talk about it, we love it all that much more when you come by and read about it and listen about it. So please do us that ultimate kindness. Come on by and pay us a visit. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, we got a fun one for you today. We'll admit we went into this one a little blind, but how could we not go into a movie theater to see a movie called Lesbian Space Princess, which is an adult animated fare, and it's the story of a space princess who is thrust out of her shattered life and into a galactic quest to save her bounty hunter ex-girlfriend from the Straight White Maliens. This is from writer-director Hough Hobbs and Leela Varghese. It is an independent piece of animated gold made strictly on grants and goodwill and love of the game. And this is one of the sharpest, funniest, most life-affirming, but still taking the piss out of everybody kind of movie that I have seen in quite some time. I could not stop laughing seeing this. This is going to be one of those movies that sort of is life affirming. It's body positive. It's relationship positive. It's LGBTQ positive. It's just it's a reminder that maybe we need to be a little bit more positive in order to get stuff done. And it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of cinema, and it's a testament to the will and the power and the chutzpah that it takes to get independent cinema made, because this is always a journey. This is always talented people pushing a boulder up the hill. And we talked with Emma and Leela about this entire process, about coming out of Australia with probably, and we do believe it is the first feature-length animated or adult animated feature to come out of Australia. And it's a hoot, and everyone is picking up on it, and we hope you do too, because again, if you're a bit of a nerd, if you love your sci-fi, if you want to have a good laugh, and even have a good laugh at yourself, as a straight white malien, I did have a couple of good laughs at myself, so I'm not going to lie. Enjoy Lesbian Space Princess, but first, enjoy our talk with Emma and Leela, the writers and directors behind this genius little piece of cinema, because we had a good conversation, and I think you'll enjoy it too. So honestly, I mean, Emma, Leela, just thank you so much for the time today, first off, and I mean, congrats on the movie. I absolutely loved it last night. It was a hoot.
No, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for coming last night as well.
No, sorry I couldn't be there in person. Just the rain. Oh, it's miserable outside. But as a straight white malian, I had to sort of, I wanted to give you guys the proper time to dive into this movie properly, because I mean, again, it's so sharp, it's so hilarious. It caught me off guard a little bit, to be perfectly honest. Just sort of the layered jokes of it all. And I mean, I guess my first question is like, walk me through creating this universe and wanting to tell this story.
Um, Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to have fun with it, and always knew we were doing a sci-fi. And so there was like a breakthrough when we realized that we wanted to take the dynamics of today and then flip them on their head and create like a queer feminist utopia in the future where it's like the women are large and in charge.
Yeah, I think it was like it's part of Film Lab New Voices in South Australia where we're from, and it was kind of a title first film that was like Emma had a shower and the words Lesbian Space Princess came to her, and then we kind of built the whole film around the title, and yeah, there was a lot of free will used to make this film. We were given maybe a little too much creative freedom.
And it's one of those things, I mean, particularly with the comedy of it all, because again, it's so rapid fire and it's so layered from from the joke from the ship using the wrong pronoun to having our lead have the extra finger. There's so many layers of comedy here. Like, how important was it for you to not only give us something obvious and cute, but also at the same time sort of reward the people who are paying attention to go, fuck, that's funny.
I think like yeah, it's so important because I think animation is like a great genre for that. You can hide so many Easter eggs in the film.
Yeah, you don't have to have a lot of planning. It's just kind of the background artists when they were drawing the environment and they have a funny idea. They're like, "Oh, just draw that." And it takes not a lot of time, and then we see it and we're like, "Hilarious, amazing." And it was encouraged, like that kind of high risk, high reward, or high effort, um, high risk of reward comedy was encouraged.
And it was very much like an environment of like we wanted to bring everyone that worked on the project, from the actors to us to the animators, like their humor to the film. And so I think that also part of feeling that is also just based on this like intimate team that was kind of just having a lot of fun making the film together.
Well, it really feels like this is a team you managed to put together pretty organically because, I mean, again, it's one of those things. You made it remarkably on the cheap. Uh, Not a lot of people. Casting was pretty limited. It really felt like a labor of love that both of you managed to sort of get off the ground. Like, how, I mean, we kind of pinching yourselves along the way, going like, someone's going to stop us at some point. Someone's going to shut us down, but nobody did.
Absolutely. And maybe someone should have. I don't know. Um,
Never. No.
But yeah, I think for sure, I think we were pinching ourselves the whole way through, being like, is this really happening? Like, especially like just the fact that we had this little office and we were kind of like leading it. And I think you feel kind of like Michael Scott, like you're like, what are we doing here, making a thing? And there's people and we're telling them what to do. It's like it was I guess, yeah, quite, what's the word? Mind-boggling the whole time we were making it that it was happening. I still can't believe that this is happening and that we're here on this timeline right now.
I mean, I
Was
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 the whole
directing
time
or
because I
storytelling sort of always in sort of your career path? Because I mean, I know one of you is an animator, the other one of you, like you working in production design on other shows, that kind of thing. Has direction and sort of being a director always been sort of the path for you both?
Yeah, I think we've had slightly different career experiences, but for me, in terms of the film world, absolutely, like writing, directing was always like the path for me.
And for me, I always wanted to be like production design and prop stuff and just do animation on the side. So it was like yeah, I mean Lesbian Space Princess is a case of like oh no one's gonna make animated feature comedy for lesbians. All right, I guess we have to do it. And so, yeah, I never thought that I would continue wanting to work in like writing or directing after this project, but it was really fun.
It speaks to the DIY nature of independent filmmaking. No one else is going to do it. Fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. I like that.
Take matters into your own hands. That's the way it has to be sometimes.
Well, and I mean, and that's just it. I mean, I can imagine pitching for funding and just sort of every step along the way was an adventure in and of itself. Can you talk a little bit about, uh, I guess, just the adventure of, okay, well, we're going to do it. Okay, well, we have to raise money and we have to sort of get people. And it's like, I can imagine there's several steps along the way just to be able to go from idea to, oh wait, we have, a distributor, at least in Australia, like Umbrella, going, hey, let's put out the movie.
Yeah, I mean, and we're really lucky because we kind of made this film in the Matrix simulation of like not how normal movies work. So it's kind of like there was funding there for a film, and then we came up with the title Lesbian Space Princess and the character of Syra and her arc, and we pitched that for that funding specifically. And so
It's completely funded by the Australian government.
That's wild.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's one singular grant, which is why the film is so low budget.
From a grant from multiple different parties, though, like Screen Australia.
Yeah.
So, yes,
Yeah,
Australian
and
Film Corp.
there's no private investors in the movie, which is why the film, if the film feels like it was made with 100% free will, it was because it was like there were no parents.
There were no notes. No one was giving you notes.
Or no one like they can give notes all they want, but at the end of the day, they gave us the money already. And there was enough trust because they were like, it's gay. I trust you, I guess. We're
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay.
Now, something else I got to ask about because this something really stood out to me last night. The music is not only really good in the film, but it's such a linchpin to the story. Can you talk a little bit about wanting to make this sort of an almost musical? Because I mean, like you said last night, there was the scene that you didn't quite make happen that you would have loved to have happened in sort of in a picture like this. Speaking specifically of the dance sequence that you wanted that you just quite missed out on.
I know. I wish we had the budget to do an awesome, beautiful animated dance sequence. But next time we'll have to just ask for like extra money specifically just for that. But yeah, I mean, the idea behind the music, and I think part of the thing that became really appealing about adding more songs to the film, originally they weren't going to be sung by Willow. They were just going to be songs in the film. And then when we had that breakthrough of Willow being an aspiring songwriter, and the idea behind it is that Willow's album that they're writing is all the songs that you hear in the film. So when you hear them earlier on in the film, that is part of the album. You just haven't met Willow yet, and then Willow. And so then Willow writes this album song specifically about Syra. And it was really important. I love incorporating music into films in like really ways that are connected to the narrative. And gonna want to continue to do that, I think, on every project. Always find a way to bring songs and music into films that really add to the narrative in a really rich way.
Now I've got to ask because as a straight white malian, it was so pitch perfect. And I mean, it's one of those things where being able to give the framework of being able to make fun of sort of that stereotype, at least from my mind, is a beautiful thing. Can you talk to me a little bit about sort of the idea behind, this framework of the clueless guy, the straight white malian?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like part of the ethos of the movie was that no one is really off limits. We're making fun of lesbians, we're making fun of incel culture, we're making fun of boomer grandparents, and everyone in between, and it's all done kind of with love. And it's like even though we make fun of the Malians. It's Auntie Donna, who are a comedy trio from Australia. They're doing a lot of improv. They're making fun of themselves. And they get a redeemable storyline as well. So it's interesting how it's like we've gotten a little bit of slack on the internet from the incel Gamergate community. But I hope
Fuck
they watch
'em.
the movie. I hope they watch the movie and they realize
Fuck
that.
'em.
But well, it's also, the film could also be seen as a critique of how the woke left segregates the most vulnerable people in our society.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that for sure.
And one of my favorite things ever is like when you watch something and you see actors jump on board for a project and you know that they are making fun of themselves and that they're like there's something really fun about that. And so I think with the Malians, like part of the joy of watching it is knowing that Auntie Donna signed up to do it and that they got on board and they gave 100% and that they had fun making this movie and they're not afraid to like laugh and play around.
With your actors, how much rope did you give them in terms of being able to riff and being able to generate comedy? Because I mean, again, like you said, there might have been a little bit of improv here and there, but I mean, I can imagine at the same time, you've got to hit story beats, but also particularly for Syra, and I'm just like, I could kind of feel the whimper of like, oh, it's like, no, she's boring. No, she's not. Well, yeah, she kind of is, and just sort of that whole journey of the lack of self-confidence. And I mean, I could feel sort of the quivering emotion just as I watched the movie. How much sort of leeway did you give your actors to sort of play with the character, especially when you're in the booth working with them?
Yeah, I think voice acting is like an amazing medium for the chance to play, and we absolutely like gave as much leeway as we could without going too rogue. Like we knew what we wanted, but I think what's really beautiful about when you give the actors that like space to experiment or play with lines or improv is that you often find that that's where the magic is, but you have to know exactly what you're kind of searching for still. So we were absolutely like giving a lot of rope for the actors to play around and make the characters their own. I mean, that's what you want to do with every film because that's really when you connect with characters.
Yeah. And if there was time, we'd always say, you know what, do a weird one. And then we'd always love it because they would just be so generous.
Yeah, because it's fascinating, like the pressure, all the pressure when you're doing like takes, and then as soon as the director says, this one doesn't even matter, like just, just do what comes out, just do it however it feels, be weird. It's so amazing what you see come out in that performance because often it's when they've been able to fully let go.
Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, the animation style that you chose? Because, and I mean, I know you mentioned this last night, like Rick and Morty is sort of a like it's a viable comparison, but at the same time, this almost feels like an anti-Rick and Morty. To me, in watching it just visually, I like the first thing that came to my mind was Star Trek Lower Decks, sort of getting
Uh,
it sort of more of that sort of comedic, sort of rounded edge. How important was it for you to not make this an animated film that had sort of those hard angles? This felt like it needed to be sort of those rounded edges.
yeah, and maybe I misspoke last night, but I what I meant to say was that it is anti-Rick and
Yeah,
Morty.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's more like Invader Zim and Adventure Time, or Steven Universe, but if they said the F word and were in space, it's like that kind of and a lot of anime as well was inspired in like the look of and the feel of the project. Yeah, it's like just that kind of animation, but from a queer lens. It's not the most unique art style, but it's what we do with that kind of style of drawing and that accessibility of the look of the cartoon through the gay lens, which I feel like makes it special.
And Emma had her own unique outline, so
Yeah, the blue outline. Controversial, but I love it.
I love it too. And I mean, I gotta ask, how has the feedback been? Because I mean, obviously, on one end, you're going to get a lot of positive feedback from the LGBTQ community and sort of people seeing it and really loving and relating to the story. I'm curious on if you've had any feedback from sort of the animation community, because obviously you've managed to make a really good picture for a very small amount of money.
Yeah, I mean the it's interesting because it is divisive. I think a lot of people kind of see what they want to see with animation and it's either they like it or they don't like it. Like it's like a few people on YouTube are like, oh, it looks like the Cal Arts style. And I'm like, to me, that's a compliment because I don't even think it looks that good. And also, like, we just won the animation competition at Sitges, which is
Oh
this
wow!
genre film festival. And I'm like, what? Because we're up
what?
against like Decorado, which is the new animated feature from oh my God, I've blanked on his name, but he's an amazing Spanish animation director. He did Unicorn Wars. Um,
I know who you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'm
and
blanking on his name too, but I know who you mean.
it starts with an A. And I'm just such a big fan. And I was just like, Decorator should have won. I don't get it. It's just, but it's like the innovation element because we had to kind of rebuild the wheel of how animation is made because we didn't have we had $1 million, which is not enough money to make an animated feature film. So we had to be innovative. And it's interesting if people are awarding it with or without the baggage of that information. I don't know.
But yeah, I think it's actually been shocking, like the amount of people have been very kind in the animation industry, like in terms of really not like almost seeing past the budget that we see in the film. A lot of people have just been like, I love this style. And that has been really lovely because, you know, it was made with a budget in mind and there were budget restrictions that became creative choices. And so it's been surprisingly like very positive, you know.
Now, I gotta ask because I'll fully admit, when I got home last night, I went online, I went to the Umbrella website, and I pre-ordered my special edition Blu-ray with the whole 9 yards. I gotta do it. I had to do it. I can't
No
wait for it to come out.
way.
But you guys are in a unique position because obviously you do the festival run, it gets theatrical. This day and age, not everyone sort of gets to sort of expand and do more with like a Blu-ray release. And obviously the soundtrack's going to be there. There's a booklet. How big was it for you guys to be able to have this opportunity to sort of do it and then give the fans a little bit more on top?
Yeah, I mean, massive because we were in a position where we get along really well with Umbrella, and we were like, oh, so I will do the art book myself. So the art book is 100% made by me. And then we also, like, Leela edited and created the documentary that's in the BTS.
We stayed
A
up
whole bunch
so
of stuff.
late
Yeah.
delivering random extras, and they're the most shonky extras you'll ever see. Like they are so chaotic, like they're so lo-fi. But I think I hope everyone will enjoy them. But yeah, it was like we gave the audience as much as we could,
Yeah.
as
I
much
mean,
as
you
we
must have locked that
could.
down pretty recently because I mean, they only just announced it, right? So,
Yeah, we in September we were doing an artist residency in Finland, and then there was like maybe a week there where we had to take time off to just make the Blu-ray happen.
I was up till like 3 a.m. or something one night, just like we were getting the DVD video extras edited together and such. So
I
a lot of
love
it
it.
was, like edited by us as well. So like literally like we are the ones editing some of
Beginning to end, DIY, man. This is filmmaking at its best. I love it.
yeah, yeah.
Now, I mean, just to start putting a bow on this, because obviously, in watching this, there is a potential for audiences to be inspired by this, because again, it's an LGBT positive message. It's fun. It's fucking hilarious. Like I said, it's one of those things where it's rare to see a film that is delivering a positive life message, but is also laugh out loud funny. That's kind of taking everybody down at the same process. How important was it for you to sort of say something positive and put something positive into the world without being afraid to sort of have a few laughs that may be pushing the boundaries a little bit, let's say?
Yeah, I mean, we knew we wanted to make a comedic queer joy film, and that was like the whole pitch of the film. So it was like incredibly important for us to go in that direction. And then I think like as a filmmaker, you can't be afraid of what other people are going to think, because I think that when you spend so much time stressing about what other people think of like your humor or your script or your characters, that's when films truly lose their voice.
Mm.
So I think like we were able as co-directors to also really ground each other as well. And then our producer also had like this great metaphor for like when you're writing a script and it's a sweater and you can tug at it a little bit to take on notes, but if you tug at it too hard, it'll just completely unravel. So I think we just tried to block out as much of the overthinking as we could and just like we made it in this kind of like
Bubble.
bubble whilst also taking on all the feedback that truly the film did need, which a lot of the feedback was always encouraging us to find that heart of the story as well
Yeah.
on top of the humor. And so we
Mm.
just were lucky. We were surrounded by some really great voices that like also helped us with the script.
And also because we co-wrote and co-directed it together, there was like also this freedom in anonymity as well. Because we can say that if you didn't like the movie or you didn't like jokes, it was mine.
Emma's.
And if you did like them, they were Leela's.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. That's her fault. No, that's her fault. Oh,
Yeah,
totally. I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, I gotta ask, just to put a bow on this, this is such a unique piece of cinema that honestly, I can't wait for more people to see, no matter how they see it, in theater, hopefully, or on disc or what have you. I gotta ask, what were the movies that inspired this truly unique piece of cinema? At least for you as sort of creators and people who are in this business.
I mean, the big three were that we were watching when writing. No, the big four we were watching when writing the script was Revolutionary Galutena. We'd finished that the day that we started writing the script. Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus. That was a big inspiration in terms of how stupid that movie is and the plot and how fun it is. Legally Blonde as
Oh, there
well.
you go. Okay, I like that. Yeah.
Forgetting Sarah
And
Marshall.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
And so yeah, and then within it there's lots of like little elements of like it's like there's directors that you are inspired by. Like I'm a big fan of Edgar Wright and the way that he approaches comedy on a visual level as well, like whip pans and his editing style. And so I know it's an animated film, but I think I always think visually about comedy in the same, like I try to think about the cinematography because of Edgar Wright.
And I would never have I don't think considered studying film if it wasn't for Brit Marling's films as well, because they're so like interesting in terms of science fiction and how they're written. And yeah.
From an animation standpoint, I mean, I don't know the animation scene in Australia. Are you guys kind of breaking new ground here, or is there already kind of stuff that's been pre-established?
Well, I think we're the first feature animation to come out of South Australia.
And adult animation in terms of
Right,
adult
right.
animation, that's definitely new. It feels like in Australia for a
No,
feature
no,
film. For a feature film.
But feature adult animation doesn't exist worldwide.
Yeah. So in general, like that feels like when we're talking specifically feature films,
Yeah,
for Australia to have made an adult animation feature film, like that definitely does feel quite rare.
It's
But
one of
then animation in Australia does have its own life, more so in like the TV realm.
right.
Yeah, and also like one of the first few queer animated feature films as well. But yeah, I think we're used to just making stuff like for overseas and being more of a service country when it comes to animation. We don't do a lot of our own original stuff.
Yeah, but like there's like Michael Cusack who made YOLO Crystal Fantasy, which is like an amazing animated comedy series. It's so funny. And then he's doing Smiling Friends now. Yeah.
Well, Emma Leela, I mean, just honestly, thank you for bringing this to my shore so I could see it, so we can help share it with other people. Because again, it's one of those things where it felt like it's such an honest and genuine relationship drama and comedy that wasn't afraid to admit that we all look a little ridiculous when we're naked at the same time, because that's just life. But again, Lesbian Space Princess is such a hoot. I honestly can't wait for more people to see it. Congratulations to you both for the work. Sorry it's so rainy outside today, but again, just thank you for the work and thank you for the time today.
Oh my gosh, thank
Thank you
you.
so much. This is
You're
really
very welcome. All right, bye everyone.
Good luck with the rain.
Exactly.
And don't forget to visit our friends over at Bay Street Video for all your DVD, Blu-ray rental, or purchasing needs this summer, as they are still open for curbside and some mailing delivery as well. Over at 1172 Bay Street, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, you can give them a call at 416-964-9088. That's 416-964-9088. Or send them an email at baystreetvideoto@gmail.com for any of your DVD and Blu-ray needs.